Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about staying on track during the holidays. Now, I want to make clear I'm not talking. Oh shit, I'm not even started. Sorry, everyone. Screwed everything up. All right, here we go. All right, there we are. All right, everyone. Oops. We got it. All right, everyone. Welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about staying on track during the holidays. When I'm talking about staying on track, I'm not talking about being perfect with a diet. That's the first thing I want to point out. I think the first step to staying on track during the holidays is to reset your expectations. I don't think your expectations should be as firm and as high as the month of March or May when it's just a regular old month. I think when you're in the holidays, you got to recognize that you're going to be acting differently. You're going to be exposed to different things. There's just a different situation that is aiming you towards eating more, eating unhealthier. And so I think how you actually stay on track is you start to modify your expectations a bit and start to down level them a little, is what I'm saying. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes you can make is you go into the holidays expecting you're going to eat perfect. And then when you don't, you completely say, forget it. And now you're completely off track. So for most people, the success during the holidays is in minimizing the damage, maintaining their weight, keeping somewhat on track. So I hope that's your goal. If you want your goal to be to go through the holidays and not eat any cookies and not overeat anything and not have any wine or whatever it is that you like to do, you're going to completely shut all that out. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to get to the end of the year, you're going to look back and you're going to be pissed off that you didn't enjoy the holidays. And then you're going to go into the new year raring to go. All right. Not in a good way, raring to go to eat everything. So what I would suggest is that you start to expand your time frame and ask the question, how can I best prepare myself for January? Right? Because January 1st hits, there's a natural kind of motivation to start getting back on track more. But I find that you're going to have a much better chance of getting back on track in January, really getting ready to hit it, if you enjoy the holidays. And so what I would suggest is that the most enjoyment you can get out of the holidays is to minimize the damage, to eat some cookies, but not all the cookies, to drink some wine, not all the wine. You get what I'm saying? And so when we start to make that the focus, it's an interesting place to be for dieters, because dieters, again, are always all or nothing. But you start to experiment with this all or something mindset, this ability to be still somewhat on track, at least one foot's in the wagon, instead of completely letting it go or to completely try and be perfect. I think that you're going to find this is a much better setup where you have a much better chance of success. So this is how you stay on track during the holidays, is you shift your expectations. Now, the next piece of staying on track during the holidays is to focus on some core habits so that it's not just about food. Don't make your goals just about food, because you're never going to be perfect with your food 100%. So you need to have some other things that you're monitoring as well. So that, let's just say I ate a bunch of cookies. That's okay. I still got my water habit and I'm still going to do that. Or I ate a bunch of cookies. I'm still going to make sure I get to bed tonight. So you still want to focus in on your core habits. And again, it depends what they are for you, but Program Yourself Thin, sleeping, water, relaxation, breathing, nourishment, movement, meditation, gratitude are the big ones. And so you don't have to focus on all of those, but at least focus on a few core habits that you want to maintain through the holidays. So it's not just about eating a certain way, it's about being a certain way. And if you can keep the water going pretty well and the meditation going, and then focus on your eating and moderating that as well, that's how you get through the holidays on track, getting into January feeling really good about yourself, where maybe you didn't lose weight, but that's okay. But you felt like you really enjoyed the holidays as much as you can. You enjoyed some food, and now you feel completely ready to, again, aim at your goals in a more motivated, focused, stricter way. So I hope this helps you out. And again, realize that the big message here is that be more flexible. Don't give yourself an all or nothing plan during the holidays, because it's almost guaranteed that you're going to be nothing then. All right. And so maintain some things, eat better, not perfect, but eat better. And that's how you stay on track with this. So hope this helps you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. See here. What's up, Jen? Jen says, hi, Jim. Happy Friday Eve. I like that. There will very likely be less clean days and more pleasure days between now and New Year's Eve. After that, we'll optimize and maybe do just one pleasure day to reset. Yeah, it's fine. But again, I mean, and that's fine too, Jen. But me personally, I won't do any less pleasure days. I really, I want you to get this because like once you got things dialed in, like right now, Jen, if you're at your goal weight, right now, and the way you're living and doing everything is at your goal weight, and then you're gonna have a couple outlier weeks where you might eat a little more, then if you go back to doing exactly what you're doing now, your weight's gonna go right back to where it is now. So again, if you want to do a reset for some other reason, that's fine. But to me, I would not do a reset. I will not the first week of January. I will not do like only one pleasure day. What I'm looking for in January is I'm looking to go right back into the strategy that really works for me. And so you've already got that. So again, if you want to do it to reset for some other reasons other than losing the weight quickly, go ahead. But if you're doing it to lose the weight quickly, I think that's a bad choice because what it's going to do is right now you've got a nice strategy that's working for you. So why fuck with it? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to mess with mine because the second I take a pleasure day away, I'm all off balance now, So when January comes around, I will go right back into my normal routine that I follow now. That's the point of what we're doing here, Jen, right? Is that we don't have to, now I got to go into diet mode. You know what I mean? We're staying out of diet mode. We have our regular mode. We have clean and pleasure modes to some degree. I call them kind of foot on the gas, foot off the gas modes. So December for me is generally, it's more of a foot off the gas. You know what I mean? I kind of coast a little bit more, drink a little more wine, a little more stuff. Although I've been doing really well up so far, but I know it's just coming. Probably this weekend will kick it off, and I'll have a couple of weeks, and all week after that, 'cause I'm going away the first week of January. So that'll be a whole thing, anyways. But I don't give a shit. I'll have the holidays and then a vacation, and when I get back, I'll have a reentry week or two. But those reentry weeks will be exactly what I'm doing now, and it'll just be me looking to get right into my normal routine as well as I can. Jen says that sounds too magical. I get it, but what you're saying now, Jen, what this whole discussion is all about your mindset, and that's what you're doing now. I mean, you've got great strategies in place, and now it's just the ongoing forward momentum of transforming your mindset a little bit at a time. And sometimes you transform as you go through the holidays. And then when you get back on track, you transform it some more. So you're always reinforcing this new way of thinking. And it's weird. So again, it's normal that you kind of resist a little bit, forget about it, have to remind yourself it's completely normal. But yeah, I would not start playing around the pleasure days unless there's some other reason for it. But the beauty here is you don't need resets anymore. I never have resets really, very rarely. So anyway, something to think about. Yeah, Jen says I'm actually like 2.5 pounds under my perceived goal. Well, there you go, Jen. So there's even, Jen's in the program. So again, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. That's how Jen's going through the holidays. 2.5 pounds under her goal weight, ready to kill it and with a plan to get right back on track. So it is possible. It's possible to approach your weight in a totally different way. What's up, Rachel? Rachel says my holiday core habits are eating a piece of fruit before meals, drinking water, moving my body, and listening to my hypnosis sessions. That's perfect, Rachel. It's a perfect plan. And it's just going to get easier because I was just working. I'm so excited for all my clients. I cannot wait. The Circle app, I just put the program in there. So you will get this probably tomorrow, maybe today. I don't think so, though. But what's going to happen is if you want to restart the program, it's all going to happen all in the app now. So you'll get your reminders right through the app. The emails will come, that's how they come, but it's all in the app now. It's so cool. It looks awesome. It's so exciting. So listening to your hypnosis sessions just got even easier. It's so exciting. I can't wait for y'all to see it. And again, it's just the very beginning. This app is so awesome. It's so fun to put together. And that was the first thing it was kind of the hardest thing. Usually I kind of outsource this shit, but I had to get it done. So I did it myself. So I've been locked in for 2 days here, 5 hours, but it was kind of fun going through the whole program, getting it all set up right. It's kind of fun. So yeah, that's coming. So keep your eyes on the Circle app because that's just getting better and better. Yeah, Jen says, thank you. You've made my life and that of my family so much better. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. And I'm happy. And so, yeah, again, I just give you the information. You're the one who did the work. So nice job. Nice job engaging with the program and just locking it down. I'm so excited for you. And I will tell you, it is pretty normal for Program Yourself Thin clients to really notice the benefits of the program during the holidays. and into the new year, because it's not just about weight loss. And so, a lot of times if you're in the program, you'll notice that you're way more relaxed and calm than you typically are, which allows you to not only eat better and make healthier choices during the holidays, but you enjoy the holidays more, right? Because you're relaxed and calm. Relaxed and calm you enjoys things a lot more than stressed, anxious you. So you're never going to believe this, but there's bigger things than just losing weight, Can you believe it? If the only thing that mattered to you was losing weight, then you'd already be at your goal weight, folks. Don't you think that? I mean, it's very few. I've never met a person who can't lose weight. I've only met people that don't really want to lose weight enough to actually commit to it. So anyways, Julie says, "Oh my God, I forgot to eat more than one piece of chocolate last night. I kept putting it off and then forgot." Wow, Julie, I'm so happy for you. I remember that stage. I remember it. And it's just like, you're just like, am I dreaming? This is so weird. I'm so happy for you, Julie. And what that represents is that your self-image is truly, genuinely starting to transform into that of a thin, healthy person. And that's exactly how thin, healthy people act, is that I'm like that with the chocolate and dessert myself. Sometimes I'll have it and sometimes I just forget about it. If I get past 15 minutes, like if I get past 15 minutes of dinner without having dessert, the chances go up exponentially that I won't have any dessert that night. So, and I'm comfortable with that. Like I know how to forget about dessert. So that's an important skill. So great job, Julie. I'm proud of you. Now, the secret is to notice what you did that night. What were you focused on, right? What were you thinking about? How did you feel, right? So don't just let good things happen and then be superstitious that you don't want to think about them because you don't want to jinx yourself. Pay attention to how you did it, right? What was your routine? Was it any different than normal? How were you feeling? What were you thinking? What were you focusing on? What were you actually doing? And start to notice if there's some clues there. I noticed for me, like I know exactly what I could skip dessert every night if I chose to. I let it run its own course now because I'm at a point now where I'm indifferent enough to dessert that I will have it probably. Well, let's talk about my clean days. So Monday through Thursday, I will probably have dessert 1 to 2 times. And that is usually like a piece or two of dark chocolate. And sometimes I get a little off track with things, not only candy or a little bit of ice cream, whatever. But I don't know. You can develop an indifference to food, folks. You've developed a craving for it. I know you think that's just because it tastes good, but it's not. You forget, because you've been surrounded by your whole life, the power and effect that literally tens of millions of food ads that you've been exposed to in your life play in your eating. So they play a big part. But the point, the reason I say that is that, yes, good food that tastes good is good food that tastes good is addicting, but that's all. That really is a piece of it. It's the constant and never-ending reinforcement of it in our culture that is the bigger issue. I don't know if you believe that or not, but that's okay. And all says, you make losing weight look so easy for me. Well, great. That's my point. Weight loss doesn't have to be hard. It's really not that hard. It's really not. It's not. You just don't know what you're doing. Right? I could say, fix the sink. If you're a plumber, right? So the sink's leaking. Okay, fix the sink. I don't know how to fix a sink. Well, it's not because it's hard. It's just because you just don't know how to do it. And so many things in life are like that. And weight loss is another one. You don't know how to lose weight. Again, your entire weight loss history is someone giving you a plan and you trying to force yourself to follow it. But the core vacuum of knowledge you have that's keeping you stuck overweight is that you don't know how to influence your behaviors. You don't know how to change your behaviors, your habits. You don't know how to change your thinking. You don't know how to feel the emotions you want to feel. There's a huge vacuum of awareness and knowledge there. That's why you're stuck at your weight. It's not because you don't have willpower. It's not because you're addicted to sugar. So yeah, it can be easier. Now it still takes work. I mean, you gotta learn this stuff and you gotta put the effort in, but it's not the work of a dieter. A dieter's work is just like never ending and too much for everyone. So that's just another way for me to say dieting is really stupid. Mario, what's up, Mario? Mario says January is around the corner. Probably going to be a lot more new customers for you. Yeah, January is the busiest month. So yeah, there'll be lots of customers. But and that's fine. I'll be here for you. But again, what I will do, I will let you know, first off, if you're not in my world, if you are interested in working with me in any capacity from coaching to getting my programs, you should definitely get on my email list because I will offer, there's going to be a special offer right until January 1st. And then the prices are all going up. So it'll be your last chance. Right. And yeah, a lot of people will do it. And well, the cool thing is though, that anyone that becomes a customer now, oh my God, my shit has jumped up. This program has jumped up 10 levels in the last 2 months. And it's just getting started. I got over the next 2 weeks here. It's nuts because now I got my app. Oh my God. My app it's so awesome. And it's going to be Program Yourself Then app in another month or so. I'm so excited about this. Got a book I'm working on. Got that one going. Gym AI is just kicking ass, and that's even just getting started. But the app is the best part. And it's funny because I was talking to a long-term client yesterday, and she was saying, one of the key things that's really helped her succeed is the constant support and reinforcement, right? And that was the old system, emails, messages. There's a lot of material in the program because you need that. Let's listen to one hypnosis session. That ain't going to do anything. You need to commit to this, like going to school, like going to college, going to a certification course. You got to commit to something if you really want to make a change. There are no simple hacks or all the rest of it. So anyways, yeah, there'll be special deals I do right till January 1st. And then I'm raising the price because then it's like, why not? Fuck it. If you want to wait till January 1st and do the same dumb shit you always do, I'll be here for you, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you anyways. It's going to cost you time. So why you want to wait anyways? Again, I never understand why people, I do get it because everyone thinks all or nothing. And so they think, well, if I start losing weight now, I'm going to have a miserable holiday. So I understand if you think that way, you would skip it. But if you knew there was a way to lose weight and ultimately control it for good, that was relaxing and calming, that you could start right now and would calm you down and relax you and allow you to go through the holidays in a more calm, relaxed state, why the fuck would you wait to do that? Like it's so crazy to me. Well, I'm just too stressed to do. Well, that's the reason why you do it. You have no way to de-stress yourself, most likely. A 5-minute hypnosis session in the morning and a 10-minute session at night is just what the doctor ordered. You know what a profound difference the next 2 weeks of your life would be if you listen to these sessions 15 minutes a day? Shit, just 5 minutes a day. Just listen to the morning one. Because let's compare it to what you're doing now to relax. Yeah, Jen says, I truly look forward to my AM and PM ritual of listening to the hypnosis sessions. Yeah, of course you do. It gets really addicting. It's like taking a hot shower for your mind. It's just like, it's like why you like to watch TV. TV it's more relaxing than some other things, but it's not really relaxing. Real relaxation, like when you close your eyes, bring your attention in, relax, breathe. Have nice positive thoughts put in your head. 5 minutes. You come out of that feeling refreshed. Again, how do you feel when you step out of a nice hot shower? How do you feel after you wake up after a wonderful night of sleep? How do you feel after you've got a massage? Great, right? So what I'm saying, like, you have to understand, Program Yourself Then, just even the hypnosis piece, just the hypnosis alone, it's not just what I'm saying to you. It's the experience and the practice of relaxing, turning your attention inwards, grounding yourself, stepping into the present moment, calming and quieting yourself down. Do you not think that that's a fundamental part of you losing weight and being the person you want to be? I mean, I don't understand how you think you're going to be able to change all your behavior in this stressed out, anxious, overwhelmed state you're in. I don't understand that. But Rachel says you'll feel better and enjoy the holidays more when you're calmer and relaxed. It's been great for me. Yeah, Rachel's in the program. So of course it's great for you. It's great for me. I mean, because every year I get more and more calm and relaxed. Every year I'm more kind of centered and grounded. That's why it's like I'm going through the holidays now, right? Think about this. I can't even believe this. It's like I'm going through the holidays now. I'm, regular holiday stresses, I guess, or whatever, responsibilities, I should say, because I don't feel stressed about them, So I got the regular responsibilities of holidays. I'm hosting Christmas Eve and Christmas, doing all the cooking. I'll be doing most cooking, right? Hosting this like 18 people, 20 people. going on vacation January 3rd, right? Going on a trip. So I got that to plan for, right? Because obviously, can you imagine, weight loss is big right then. So I have to get everything ready ahead of time, right? I just started a new program, redoing the whole Thrive program. So that's all new content I make every week. I just started a new app. I just literally put the whole program in. I'm writing a book. I coach 10 hours a day. I don't coach 10 hours a day, but I'm calm as a cucumber. That's what I'm trying. I'm not trying to brag either. I'm not sitting here like I'm not just some calm, relaxed person. It's the result of the strategies and the mindset I have. So anyways, I just say it to you. You can influence how you feel, holidays or not. So yeah, again, yeah, Rachel, you feel better and enjoy the holidays more when you're calmer, more relaxed. It's been great for me. Yeah, no shit. Of course, relaxing and calming down. How wouldn't things be better for you? Julie says, is natural organic chocolate less addictive? It seems easier to manage. Yeah, agreed, Julie. I don't know what the science behind that is, but I don't understand it. I don't know why I can eat a peanut butter cup and then want to eat 100 of them versus I can eat a square of like good ass dark chocolate. I don't know if the organic matters. I don't think it's an organic thing personally. I think it's like if it's a high quality chocolate. So I think there's something to it because I've heard this from a lot of people that it's like with a high quality chocolate, it's like you can eat a piece of it or two and be fine. And it's totally not like that with the bullshit chocolate that's in candy bars and all the rest of it. So there's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something going on there for sure. I mean, I've just heard it from too many people at this point. What's up, Tabitha? How's it going? Yeah, let's see. Whoops, shit. Hold on a second. So, Maya, I saw your question. Let me get to it. Maya says, why do I care so much, but I can't be bothered to take any action? Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much most people. And I think it's because, I mean, what it really comes down to is what you care about is looking better mostly. And that's not really motivating to you. Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Let me take a step back. All of you out there that want to lose weight, you want to look better. That's your primary goal. You want to look better. Yeah, you want to feel better a little bit too, but it's mostly you want to look better. And that's not a big enough motivator to overcome the fact that the way you're eating right now, is just automatic. You've been programmed. You are currently programmed to overeat. So it's automatic and easy for you to overeat and be overweight. It's just your default setting right now. That's your status quo. And so to change that takes effort and energy. So you got to have a big motivation to do that. Wanting to look better is probably not a big enough motivator for you. You probably don't really give a shit. You think you do, but you don't really, right? Because motivation is pretty easy to see. I think all of you need to be honest with yourselves and recognize that you weigh what you want to weigh. Just literally, technically, how motivated are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Now I hear you reflexively say 10 because you think about losing weight all the time, but that does not mean you're motivated. Your motivation is judged by what you do. So there's things in your life you're truly motivated to do, and you do them every day or all the time, no matter what the situation is. If you're a parent, you take care of your kid, regardless if you're sick, tired, whatever, you show up and do it. With your partner, you show up. With your work, even if you want to lay in bed, you still go because you're committed at a high level. Okay. And so when it comes to the weight, you think you're motivated because you think about weight loss all day long, but you're not really motivated. It's not that you don't want to lose weight. You do want to lose weight, but you want to keep eating and living the way you live more because it's hard to change how you eat and live. So that's probably why you can't be bothered to take any action, because you don't really want to change enough. And the way you think you have to change is miserable and shitty, and you don't want to do that either. So again, I would strongly suggest you go to my bio, click the link at the hypnosis session and watch the video I made. But you probably aren't even motivated enough to do that. just being honest. I don't care, but I see the numbers every day. So I know people are full of shit. Hey, I'm full of shit. We're all full of shit. When there's areas of our lives where we're not getting the results we want, but especially weight, it's almost always we're bullshitting ourselves. And you'll be bullshitting. I really want to lose weight. All I care, all of you saying, what I want more than anything in the world is to lose weight, and I can't do it. I've never found that to be true. I'm not saying it can't be true because it's a big world out there, but I've never seen it to be true. I've always seen that people aren't really motivated enough to do the things to make them lose weight. That's almost always the case. Not that they are doing everything perfect and they can't lose weight. Now, you may do everything perfect for a week or two or a month or two and you don't lose weight, but who gives a shit? I'm talking about do everything right for a year. Let me know where you're at. So Mario says, do you ever binge these days? I gotta tell you, I really don't. I gotta say, like, now binging feels relative. So sometimes it's funny. I was into the Ben and Jerry's a couple of weeks ago, and I started to feel the old binge mode start to creep up, right? Because and especially, I love it. I love that. Like the cookie dough is so hilarious to me because it's like searching for buried treasure, and so there's a number of factors going in that get you into that mode. But so it's like, oh my God, it's dopamine central, that cookie dough stuff, because you never know when you're gonna get a big chunk of cookie dough. And so I felt myself wanting more, and I felt it creeping up. I got strategies to deal with it. I put it back, but most of the time I don't, because I don't really put myself in situations to binge very often. So it's pretty rare. I can't even think, when's the last time I binged? It's pretty rare. Well, I would say that I don't really binge. Like I eat too much. Like candy is the last thing. Like the candy was around. I started getting into the candy a bit, but it wasn't like I sat down and ate like 40 pieces of candy. It was like I started grazing more. I mean, there's always quantity versus frequency. My frequency will go up. Quantity can go up too, but I never really get to binge levels anymore. And that was never really a huge problem for me, anyways. To be honest, I was never like a sit down and eat like I ate a lot of food, but it wouldn't be like, it wasn't like 5 plates of food. You know what I mean? Like 2.5, 3 plates of food, which again, now feels like a lot, but that's relative. So again, I've dialed all of it back. And so everything's relative. So again, I sometimes end up eating more, but a lot of people look at it and say, well, that's not even that much. Well, yeah, exactly. So I'm a long-winded answer, but I don't really do it. Myra says also, how do you recover the next day from overeating? Well, the recovery from overeating starts almost instantaneously for me now. And it's all built around the redo rehearsal technique, which is the main program yourself thin mastery technique that I show people. And that's the core of it, because you're always going to make mistakes, right? There's no perfection path ahead of you. It's not a possibility. So the most important skill you need to master your weight is the ability to get back on track after you've made a mistake. And that's why the program yourself thin technique, the redo rehearsal technique, it's the cornerstone of the whole program, the mastery program. Because what it does is now if I make a mistake, I can run this process in my mind and learn from it and feel like I'm right back on track. And then I will use strategies too. Like maybe I'll start drinking some water a little bit. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Maybe I'll go to bed early. So I have a holistic strategy to deal with when I overeat. And part of it's mindset, part of it's lifestyle, and part of it's eating strategies. And I implement those. So I'm usually back on track before the next day. I'm back on track almost instantly. And that's something my clients all do. I'm so proud of them. Again, I was working with my, I want y'all know, I meant to mention this yesterday because we could call ourselves a Thrive group, but the Thrive group is different now. The Thrive group is open to everyone. And so I have a coaching group that is now called the Inner Circle. I meant to check in with everyone, make sure they like that name, but so far we're going to stick with Inner Circle for now. But anyways, this is a group of people that commit to long-term, they'll usually commit to a year working with me. And again, it's a small group and I love working with them. Some people have been there a couple of years, so it's an awesome group, but it's people that are really committed to the material and keep going with it. And it's so interesting. My podcast is people that really don't know anything of what I'm talking about so much usually. Right. And then there's people get the hypnosis and they listen to the hypnosis and they kind of get an idea. And then there's people join the mastery program and they learn how to use the techniques. And then there's people that join my coaching, and I get to work with them. And it's funny, the levels of things. So when we get to the Inner Circle people, these are like the people that have put the most effort, energy, and investment into it. And it's crazy watching them because it's not just about the weight loss. It's like their awareness is just off the charts. The way they describe things, it's crazy. It literally, I was in the call yesterday with them listening to them. And it's like, I literally, like the Grinch, my heart grew like 3 sizes while I was on that call because it was crazy listening to them. It's not perfection either. That's what you all have to understand, that the weight mastery is not about being perfect all the time. I don't give a shit. Like when they get on, they're like, oh, I had a perfect week. I'm happy for them, obviously. But I'm more happy for them when they're like, oh, I had a fucking chocolate bar for lunch. and I wasn't happy with it. And I redid it in my mind. I figured out what I would do. I figured out what the reason was it for. I got myself right back on track. It's like, holy shit. Think about that. Imagine like doing some crazy shit, like eating a chocolate bar for lunch or eating a whole pizza yourself or whatever it is. And as soon as you're done, like within an hour or two, you've taken care of your mindset. You've learned something from it. You've diagnosed it. You've gotten better at mastering your weight. You've enacted some strategies to get you back on track. And you're by dinner time, you're just right back on track. And you go to bed learning something, right? That's weight mastery. It's not the crime, it's the cover up. It's not the binge, it's what you do afterwards. So again, yeah, so it's not an easy question. I mean, I'll give you the diet answer. Just eat better the next day. Tabitha's thoughts on Coke Zero. Yeah, my thoughts on Coke Zero is that it's terrible. I wouldn't want to drink it. Like again, I try to meet you where you're at, and everything's a spectrum. But I really can't pretend anymore in any way that these sodas, regular or diet, are in any way helpful for you. They are absolutely harmful for you weight-wise and health-wise. But just talking about weight, now, can people lose weight doing it? Yeah, for sure. I mean, people obviously do. But I just think that there's absolutely zero benefit. Over and over again, people talking about how soda is literally the worst thing you can put in your body. Why? I mean, listen, you say, oh, yeah, what about substances, Jim? Yeah, well, that's bad too. But what do you think this shit is? At the end of the day, I think in my mind, I think of like a can of soda either as being a pile chopped up into lines of sugar, white powder, or artificial sweetener, white powder. And neither one of those things do I want to put into my body. The sugar, I think we kind of know some of the effects of that. The artificial sweetener is consistently, I mean, they've done study after study after study. It's consistently correlated with weight gain. I mean, I don't want to go into all the reasons why. It doesn't matter right now. And I don't feel like doing it, but it's like, go look it up. It's not helpful with weight loss. It throws your metabolism off. It trains your tongue to want sweet, unnatural flavors. It messes with your metabolism. It messes with your hunger signaling. For everyone, no. I mean, there's always some outliers, but it's like, again, you'd have to tell me what the value of putting that in your body is. Well, it's enjoyable. Okay, then fine. Enjoy it sometimes, but I would absolutely work on weaning it down. And again, I think that it's very damaging. I think the Coke Zeros and the artificial sweetener, no calorie drinks are more harmful than the regular ones, mindset wise, because again, it puts you into this idea of just looking at calories in the moment, like just being so calorie focused. That's all you're thinking about. Because when you take a step back and really think about putting these artificial sweeteners in your body every day or regularly, you're not, when you start thinking about that, you have to start thinking about the big systematic effect it's going to have on you month after month. I mean, it's a constant negative factor in your weight management. And so, if you're serious about weight, now again, if you're at your goal weight and you're managing it all, then knock yourself out. But for me, I'm very anti-artificial shit, to be completely honest. I mean, processed foods, ultra processed foods, artificial sweeteners, I have a very, very, very negative association to. Simply because I don't know what that shit's gonna do to my body. I don't know what it does. And I don't think it helps. So those are my thoughts. It was my guilty pleasure. Now, again, listen, if it's your guilty pleasure, what I would look to do, I would put, but let me, because I wanted to say this. I wasn't feeling good about what I just said and how I ended it, because I don't like to be a black or white thinker. And that was very black and white, kind of how I just went at that. So, because here I am, I don't want to act like I don't want to be on my high horse because I drink alcohol. So it's like, I would put Coke Zero though, regular Coke. I'd put that right in the category with alcohol. It's how I would think about it. And so I still drink alcohol, but I really I drink it on Fridays and Saturday nights, right? That's pretty much it. I drink 2 nights a week. Maybe I'll have 2 glasses a night, maybe sometimes 3, and I'm fine with that. I feel fine, but it's compressed. It's contained. It's when I start drinking every day, that's where I'm like, it's just messing with me in ways I can't even understand. So I just want to take a step back. I don't want to be that person who says, oh, that's good, that's bad, stop doing that. I'm not that person. I like to meet where you're at. But again, so I guess I could call wine my guilty pleasure, but I'm still moderating it. And I think there's a lot of benefits to that. So I would still moderate the Coke Zero, and you don't have to get rid of it, but just moderate it more because it's not doing anything good for you. That part's true, and I'm not gonna soft pedal that part of it because there's a halo effect around low calorie soda, obviously, right? Because it's like, well, I'll lose weight. There's no calories in it, but again, it just it causes you to think. It breaks your metabolism a bit, and it breaks your mindset because it makes you think not the right way. Don says, my family just had the flu and it's a doozy. Yeah, my son had the flu, but I think he was faking half the time. But he was throwing up, so I don't know. Luckily, I didn't get it. Caitlin says, down 85 pounds this morning over the last 2 years. Holy shit, Caitlin. Congratulations. That's so great. Wow. What an accomplishment. What an accomplishment. And I really mean that. That's a double accomplishment. You know, I look at that and I'm really so impressed because 85 pounds is a lot of weight. Okay. So great job. In 2 years, I love seeing 2 years because I know you stuck with it for a while. So whatever you've done to lose the weight, you know, when you get to the 2-year mark, again, you're never 100%, certain, but 2 years in, that's good proof that what you're doing to lose the weight is sustainable, that it works for you. So great job. Super proud of you. You must feel like $1 million. Tab says, what about monk fruit? Yeah, I mean, again, me personally, I am always looking for like I'll eat sugar. Like so if I'm gonna eat dessert, I'll eat dessert on the weekends, right? And I just personally don't like artificial stuff. So monk fruit. Yeah, monk fruit sweetener, natural sweeteners, I feel a lot better about. But I'm not gonna again, there's a halo effect with like monk fruit sweetener because you see monk fruit and you think fruit, right? But it's just sugar. It's just sugar. So again, if I'm going to have sugar, so like I'm gonna have a soda and there was a artificial sweetener soda and a monk fruit sweetened soda, I would 100% take the monk fruit sweetened soda. No doubt about it. But at the same time, I want to be careful that now I see monk fruit sweet. I don't want to be like, oh, that's healthy because it's fruit, because it's not. And so I don't want to start drinking more sodas because now I think they're healthy. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, I would work to narrow down, compress how many sodas you're drinking. If you can drink monk's fruit sweetened sodas instead, I think that's a better option. I think, again, everything's a spectrum. So if you're starting off, you say, hey, Jim, what about sodas? I got a 6, soda habit day, and so, what do I do? So the first thing, maybe it's just, I don't think of artificial sweeteners as an improvement. And maybe I'm wrong on that because I know there's the calorie reduction, but I just think you're starting to mess with the whole system. And then there's consequences to that. So, but if you're starting like, I drink 6 sodas a day, my first goal is let's knock it down to 5, 4 a day. Let's knock it down to, 3, 2 a day. Let's knock it down to 1 a day. Let's get a day where you don't drink any soda. You know what I mean? That's how I like to approach things. I think that sets you up for a much higher chance of success. Moving forward. Stevia too. Yeah, I mean, all of it. Like, again, watch out that there's a halo effect, meaning, right, that monk fruit, stevia, natural honey, all the healthy natural sweeteners, are they better than artificial sweeteners? I think so. Even though there's calories in them, I would still rather have the calories and be in the natural world than all of a sudden start putting weird shit in my body and wondering what it's doing to me. Am I hunger signaling and all the rest of it? Because it clearly does shit. How do you explain the studies, and there's study after study where drinking diet sodas is correlated with weight gain? So let's assume that's real. How would you explain it, right? Because there's less calories in it. So how's that happening? That's a great question to sit with, because it opens your eyes up to there's more to your weight than just the calorie in, calorie out thing. I mean, on a very, very, very technical level, that is true, but it's all the factors that lead to how many calories you do take in. Okay. And that's where I think the artificial sweeteners have their negative effect. I think they're affecting your hunger signaling is what I think. And so I think this is my theory on this, and I could be wrong, whatever, but there's some reason why does diet soda correlate with weight gain? That we have to explain that. It's not because it's got more calories in the soda, right? You're reducing 180 calories. So how would I gain weight? Because I think you're drinking something that's really sweet. And so what's happening is your body is going into hunger mode. You know, you could look at a cheesecake and your body looking at it will start to salivate more. It'll start to up produce insulin in anticipation that you're going to eat that cheesecake and you're going to spike your blood sugar. And so it prepares for that. So I think when you drink something sweet, but then there's no calories in it, you drink the sweet thing, and I think your body is getting ready for calories because your body associates sweetness with calories coming in. But now there are no calories coming in. And so I think the insulin goes up, and I think it clears out the glucose in your blood sugar lowers, and now you get hungrier. I think that's part of it. And I think another part is I think in some way, this artificial sweetener is affecting the hunger signaling, the hormones that affect that. And I think it's affecting satiety, like how much you need to eat to feel satisfied, how long you feel satisfied. I think it's affecting your taste buds so that natural flavors don't taste good, right? Because you're drinking something that's so hyper sweet that now when you drink when you consume natural flavors, it seems bland and boring. I think that's a component to it. And so I think there's a lot of reasons. And so again, for me, I would absolutely take any natural sugar over artificial sugar any day of the week. And then once I'm in the natural sugar camp, again, I'm not going to, just because it's made out of, there's no difference between, most sugar is made from beets, by the way, just so you know. Not that, who gives a shit? Sugar cane, beets, who gives a fuck? So if you make it from, other things, monk fruit, stevia, just the different sweeteners, again, I think it may or may not be healthier than sugar, but it's not going to help your weight loss. Eating a lot of sweet shit usually is not going to help your weight loss in this culture, is what I think. That says, thanks for this. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I do this every day, everyone. So if you ever have questions, feel free to pop on. I'm usually here Monday through Friday, around noon Eastern. Don says it's amazing once you remove the fake sugars, etc. We don't realize what it's going until we remove it. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. I think a huge part of my ability to master my weight has been cleaning up my diet in the sense that I eat very little processed food, which means that I'm not consuming a lot. I don't eat a lot of processed foods, so I don't consume as much sugar as the average person. Because if you eat a lot of processed foods, you're automatically consuming a lot more sugar because they put sugar in everything. So by not eating a lot of processed foods, I really avoid a lot of bullshit that they put in that food. Listen, these food companies make food to be eaten. They're making the food as addictive as humanly possible. I don't want anything to do with that shit. So Triple O says, I lost 7 kilos in 2 months, but now I'm stuck and is taking a bit more to lose. Have any tips? Yeah, I mean, listen, okay. So, 15 pounds in 2 months. Yeah, you're talking about 2 pounds a week. I mean, that's really good weight loss. I don't know what you've done to do it. Now I'm stuck though. I want to know how long you've been stuck. Stuck is a big old bunch of bullshit because again, diet's always making us think we have to lose weight instantly. And so it screws up our sense of time of how long things take. Jesus. I really, I was thinking about that yesterday because we've been having conversations in my coaching groups about that. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, that's, I guess, my magical ability now. Is I don't give a shit. Like when the results aren't what I want, I just keep going. Now, I mean, there's a bit more to it than that. It's not a willpower thing. It's a mindset thing, but you're going to hit plateaus in everything. The question is, how are you going to respond when you hit them? So again, to me, I always suggest treat it as an opportunity to practice your maintenance. So keep doing what you're doing that made you lose the weight, but then start optimizing it for a month or two. And optimizing doesn't mean cut more calories out. It means make what you've done to get here more easier and more enjoyable. And then see if your body starts kicking the weight loss back in. Sometimes if you keep things consistent for like a month, you might hit a plateau, but if you keep everything consistent, all of a sudden you start losing weight again. That happens all the time. And then other times you keep it the same for a month or two and you don't lose any weight. But great. But if you kept everything the same and you kept optimizing, make it easier and better, now 2 months in, you say, okay, I need to cut some more calories out. But now you're in a way better place to strategically cut those calories out. I hope that makes sense. Again, remind yourself, it's not about losing weight. It's about living at your goal weight. So there's no rush. There's really about how you're doing it. How enjoyable, how sustainable is it? So that's where I would start to divert my focus from how fast am I losing weight to now that you're kind of in a bit of a plateau. I would focus more on how can I make what I've been doing easier and more enjoyable for me, more automatic, so I can do it forever. That makes sense. Tabitha says, I use monk fruit for my homemade pastries. Soda, I do drink carbonated water. No cows, no nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would drink. If I was going to drink like canned stuff, I would drink those seltzers. I think are really good. The natural ones, that's probably more what I would go with. Now, again, I'm not trying to say I'm better than anyone else because I drink coffee, and I told you I drink wine, but I drink coffee every day. I drink it black. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put cream in. I don't put sugar in it. And I drink water. So, but it's part of my process. Would I love to drink sodas and all the rest? I used to drink soda all the time. I got rid of that pretty quick, though, I will say. I never had I had a family member who was a dipshit, and he had a ridiculous Coca-Cola habit. Like it was ridiculous. Like it was his whole personality practically. It was weird. It was really weird. And I think that kind of helped me not go down that path so much, but I used to drink soda all the time. We used to have a 2-liter bottle in the fridge. I always go over to just all the time, just all like, it's just talk about like the rat, they put mice in the thing and they put a little lever. Every time they hit it, they get a hit of white powder that makes you, blah, blah, blah. I can't say the word because they'll ban me here, but that's what it was like. Cause I would have that 2-liter bottle in the fridge. It was right in the door, and I'd open the door, grab it, undo it. 20 minutes later, 50 minutes later, all the time, just constantly. So I was constantly putting that shit in there. So it's like getting rid of that was wonderful. Cause it's like drinking that shit is like putting yourself on a roller coaster. It's just like, it's like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, right? As soon as you start drinking, holy shit, what would I be drinking? A half liter to a liter of soda a day? That's a crazy amount of sugar. And that's an addition to all the other sugar. I was a fucking madman. Like it was crazy. And I wasn't even like a binger. That's the craziest part I think of. I was a person who, my frequency, I was constantly eating or drinking something. I wasn't like I'd sit down and eat like 5,000 calories. That wasn't my thing. I would eat a lot, but I never got to the point like I see some people. But yeah, that was my thing. So, but anyways, you just keep working on eliminating those things. So for me, drink water. Yeah, but I'd rather drink seltzers. I could get addicted to those real quick, but I just don't want to, so it's part of my practice. I almost think it was like a body meditation. Like I practice meditation every day. And I think like body meditation is what I put into my body. And so as much as I can, I really kind of keep the sugar out because it's just, it makes you all uneven. And I don't know, it's hard to stay stable when you're biochemically just all over the place. Jen says, I gave up a big Diet Coke habit around 18 months ago. Now it's gross to me. Yeah, and that happens too. And I think that's really important to remember. That's why I say that there's no rush with it. If you slowly start weaning it down. Now, you want to quit cold turkey? Go ahead. Everyone knows about that strategy. But I think people don't really focus enough on the strategy of weaning things down comfortably. And that's the strategy I pretty much I live on. And it's worked so well for me because when I'm going to make a change, I don't want to make it difficult. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? Like, imagine if you thought about making changes in your life and instead of just overwhelming yourself, that's what you do. When it comes to weight loss, your brain instantly goes to overwhelm mode. Think about every way you think about losing weight. Think about it. I don't care. There's not a person here that's going to tell me a way that they're going to think about losing weight that's not overwhelming. Keto, you don't think waking up tomorrow and not eating more carbs is overwhelming? You think starting to count every calorie you put in your body starting tomorrow, you don't think that's overwhelming to you? You think, I'm just going to not eat sugar starting tomorrow? You don't think that's overwhelming? Like, I say this all the time, but it's like dieters are just talk about being hypnotized. Like you're just like zombies. You dieters are like zombies. You know what I mean? It's like, but you don't have to be. You're like imagine The Walking Dead, and it's like there's a zombie. Oh, but imagine you could walk up and just, hey, wake up. And I say, oh shit, what was I doing? Oh, I was thinking like a dieter. Thank you for waking me up. That's kind of what that's why I think of this in my mind. Trying to snap you all out of your diet trance. Wake the fuck up. Stop dieting. Stop thinking like a dieter. It ain't working. And it's not going to. What's up, Joy? E-picket. That's why I don't buy 2 liters anymore. Yeah, exactly. I have to get the individual bottles, so I stop after 20 ounces. Yeah. So again, so that's a great strategy. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. Now, again, dieters never want to do that because they're just impatient. They just want to fix everything at once, right? So, but that's brilliant. E-picket. We start with 2 liters down to a liter down to 20 ounces, and now I'd start working on down to 12 ounces. That's a significant difference. It's almost a 50% reduction. So that's where I would work next. And I would work on strategies to go from 20 to 12 ounces. The strategies that I rely on, I would have to buy it. I'd make sure I bought the 12 ounces instead of 20 ounces. And then I would start to be more mindful when I drank it. But I would let myself drink it, but I would start reducing. And that would probably be more comfortable than just trying to quit it all. So I think you're on the right pack, E-picket. But I would keep moving forward with it because, again, the soda, it's not the calories, and the calories matter. But it's not the calories of the soda that I'm worried about. It's the roller coaster you put yourself on. The roller coaster energetically, emotionally, cognitively, craving wise. The second you flood your body with 20 goddamn ounces of sugar, how much is that? I forget. I think a 20 ounce Coke. Is it 18 packets? Let's see. A 20 ounce Coca-Cola has about 16 packets of sugar in it. Imagine putting 16 packets of sugar in your coffee or tea. 16 packets. That's one 20 ounce soda. 12 ounce has 10 teaspoons. So that's probably about 10 packets of sugar. And that's just one soda. Let's be honest, right? It's like 16 packets. So never mind the calories from the 16 packets. I'm thinking about, imagine just like, again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take like a soda bottle and then I'm going to put, you ever seen like they put the piles of sugar in front of it? Right. But I'm going to take those piles of sugar. I'm going to chop them up into lines. So it's real clear association for you. Because that's how I think of it. I think of putting all that white powder in my body. Well, what happens now? Because it's a powder, you absorb it like that. It spikes your blood sugar like that. It's very stimulating to the system for a little while. And then there's a huge crash. And now you're hungry, you're tired, you're lethargic, you're not thinking clearly, and you're craving more energy, craving sugar, especially. And now you got to fight that. Oh my God. It makes everything so difficult. It's like saying, I want to be a professional athlete, but I got a 12 pack a day beer drinking habit, or a pack a day smoking habit. It's just the antithesis of mastering your weight. It's that dramatic. That's why, again, I'm not a black or white person. I understand the gradients of things, but I can no longer soft pedal the sodas. I mean, they were just, you can do it. I mean, people drank sodas and still lost weight, but it for every soda you drink a week, it makes it that much harder. That's all I'm saying. There's the same thing with alcohol. You know what I mean? There's lots of things like that, but so. That says makes me feel full. That's why I like the soda. Yeah. I mean, maybe like the carbonation. So again, I would probably mess around with other carbonated drinks and see if they made you feel full. Tabitha says, talk about food noise for people recovering from eating disorders and trying your program. Yeah. I mean, again, so Tabitha, assuming I forget, but I think you're in the mastery program. But the mastery program is literally, I think, perfect for this because I got to be careful how I say this, because if I say the word that ED spells out, then I'll get restricted. But what creates disordered eating? And it's usually a mindset, the way you're thinking about things, and how do you think about things? You talk to yourself, right? So again, I mean, that's this entire program it's not just about food noise. It's the noise in your fucking head. There's this voice in your head that's so like critical and rude and mean. And it's that voice that drives you right towards that disordered eating. So we want to create a new voice in our mind that's more encouraging and supportive. And so, that's where the lessons in the program, assuming I feel like you're in the mastery program. So that's why I'm going to reference you to some things. But the big things I would focus in on directly would be the thinking component, right? The thinking part of the program. I would watch that training. How does a thin, healthy person think versus a thin, unhealthy person? You know how that person thinks, right? So how does a thin, healthy person think, though? How do they think about food? How do they think in their head? How do they talk to themselves? What do they say? So I'd go into the thinking one. That's where I direct you first. All right. Vicky says, I haven't any desire for soda in over 30 years. Soda and gelato. Gelato, another story. That's how it is. Again, just because we get a handle on one thing doesn't mean we get a handle on everything. So it's completely normal and natural. So yeah, working on moderation long term. Yeah, great. PYT helps me focus and recalibrate. Yeah, that's what it's there for. Yeah. That's what it's there for. That says, for my own health, I made the decision to cut completely cane sugar because it made me so inflamed. Yeah, sure. I think it's a good decision. I did cold turkey method with my number one enemy, McDonald's. It's been 8 months. Nice job. I mean, cold turkey can work. Again, I'm not opposed to cold turkey. I cold turkey plan A. Great. You know, if you're in the mood and the energy to just go cold turkey with it or knock yourselves out, it works sometimes, you know, but what I'm saying is just fine, have your plan A. Great. But if that doesn't work, or if you can't get yourself to do that, understand there's a plan B and C as well. And I think that's the difference. You know, that's how we keep moving forward. We have a little flexibility in our approach. Most people have like one approach, and if they can't do cold turkey, they're not going to do anything. Oh, that's a bad way to go about it, I think. So, but great job. Again, cold turkey works for sure. I've given things up cold turkey, you know, some things I've been able to give up cold turkey and some things not so much, you know. So again, we have to have flexibility and different options. Tabitha says, in January will be Wendy's for 1 year after I started talking to you and watch documentaries you recommended. That's great. I love that, Tabitha. Yeah, in the same way, I mean, eventually it just gets automatic. Like I don't, I never eat fast food. I haven't eaten fast food really in any sort of way in 25 years. I've had Subway occasionally, you know, that occasionally, but I never eat that shit. It's disgusting to me. It's not that I can't eat. I just, when I think about it, it's gross. As a matter of fact, my kid loves Burger King Whoppers, and it's like the whole thing makes me it's gross. I don't care. They're vegetarian ones. I don't even care. I don't like anything they stand for, but that's my take on it. But who cares what I like? All right, I'm gonna get out of here. All right, everyone. If you're not in my world, make sure you get in my world. Click the link in my bio. Go get the hypnosis session I give you. Follow me. Check me out. I'm here usually Monday through Friday. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help you with your weight loss. Oh, there's a question. I haven't got this one in a while. What's your opinion on water fasting? I think water fasting is a complete and total waste of time in terms of weight loss. You know, unless you just love losing weight so that you can put it right back on. If you love putting weight on quickly, if you love getting excited about weight loss and then getting completely destroyed about weight gain, then I think water fasting is the perfect way to do that. So if you're a person who likes to self-torture yourself and lose a bunch of weight really fast and then put a bunch of weight on really quickly right after it and feel destroyed, I think water fasting's super. So that's my opinion on water fasting for weight loss, is that what's the point? It's not sustainable. I only commit to things that are sustainable because I don't want to just lose weight. I want to live at my goal weight. So, yeah, so make sure you follow me. Check me out Monday through Friday. I'm usually here. And yeah, this is also a podcast. So if you ever want to listen to this any other time, you can go look for the podcast, program yourself then, and it's on all the podcast platforms. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much. Have a super day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.